BTS news today. Since the last few months, the presence of Jimin BTS has been a big mystery to fans. No updates from her social media accounts, no recent photo uploads, and even in some live broadcasts that other BTS members do, his name is rarely mentioned. This silence caused much speculation and concern among the army. Is Jimin in trouble? Is he okay? These questions continue to haunt fans, especially because Jimin is known as a figure who is always cheerful and affectionate to the army. Suspicions were further strengthened when Jungkook, who is usually very expressive, was seen more reserved on several occasions. On one live broadcast, a fan asked about Jimin, but Jungkook's expression changed. He was silent for a moment before answering in a voice that sounded slightly quivering, "Jimin Hyung. He needs time for himself." That answer did not ease the worries. It made the army even more wondering. What happened to Jimin? Why did he suddenly move away from the public? From then on, every little move of the BTS members began to be analyzed more deeply by fans. RM once uploaded a quote about the importance of taking a break in life, while Taeyong is seen more often listening to melancholy songs in his live broadcasts. Even Suga, who is usually calm and relaxed, he was asked about Jimin in an interview. All these clues lead to one thing: Jimin is facing something big. Concerns reached their peak when Jungkook finally appeared on Weverse with a shocking message. He does not mince words, does not try to cover up anything. With the honesty so characteristic of him, he wrote, "I know many of you are wondering about Jimin Hyung. I know you're worried, too. I can't tell everything, but one thing I want to say, Jimin Hyung needs time, and we have to give him that." The message felt like an emotional blow to ARMY. No statements of a formal nature, no words were carefully chosen by the agency, only Jungkook spoke directly from his heart. After that message, armies around the world began to unite to show their support for Jimin. They create various campaigns with hashtags such as #WeLoveYouJimin and #StayStrongJimin, hoping that Jimin will see how many people love him and wait for his return. However, even though support continues to flow, there are still many unanswered mysteries. A few days after Jungkook's post, HYBE finally issued an official statement. They stated that Jimin is currently focusing on his health and asked for understanding from fans. However, the statement feels very general and doesn't provide much detail. Behind the scenes, Jungkook remains the most visibly emotional person in the face of this situation. In a short interview, he admitted that he and Jimin were very close and that he missed his brother. "We talk almost every day," he said. "But sometimes, a person needs time for himself, and I respect that." After hearing Jungkook's words, fans are starting to realize that whatever Jimin is up against, it was something serious. Perhaps this is more than just fatigue. Perhaps this is something that he has been hiding for a long time, but only now he dares to face. Months went by without any further news about Jimin. BTS members keep their friends' privacy, but Jungkook is often the first to subtly hint. One night, Jungkook appears in a live broadcast, and without warning, he sang a song that has always been associated with Jimin, "Promise." Jungkook's voice sounded so emotional as he sang the song, it was as if he wanted to convey something that he could not express in words. When the broadcast was over, armies around the world began to cry. They knew that Jungkook was trying to say something. Maybe it's his way of showing that he misses Jimin too. Then, something surprising happened. One quiet evening, a post appeared on Jimin's Instagram account. No pictures of him, no lengthy statements, just a picture of the twilight sky with one word: immediately. ARMY immediately excited. Does this mean Jimin will be back soon? Does he feel better already? Jungkook was the first to respond to the post. He only left a comment with a heart emoji, but it was enough to reassure fans that everything would be fine. Then, unexpectedly, a few days after the upload, BTS announced that they will hold a live broadcast together. And to everyone's surprise, Jimin is on the list of members who will attend. That day has finally arrived. Armies around the world waited with bated breath as the screen showed the 6 BTS members sitting together in a room. And in the midst of them, with a gentle smile on his face, was Jimin. He looked a little thinner, but his eyes still shone like they used to. "I miss you all," she said, her voice sounding a little hoarse. Jungkook, who was sitting next to him, he couldn't hide his happy expression. He continued to look at Jimin affectionately, as if to make sure that his best friend is really there, really back. Jimin took a deep breath before continuing. "I know many of you are worried about me. I want to thank you for waiting for me, for not giving up on me. I need time to understand many things in my life, but I promise I won't be gone too long." Jungkook gently patted Jimin on the back, providing support without having to say a word. The broadcast ended in the most emotional way. The 6 BTS members held hands and thanked ARMY for their support. That night, for the first time in a long time, the world felt brighter for BTS fans. Jimin is finally back. And most importantly, he returned with renewed vigor, ready to stand on stage again, with his friends, and with the millions of people who have always loved him. After the live broadcast ended, the world seemed to breathe again. Not only the ARMY, but also the BTS members who had been waiting for Jimin patiently. The reunion was not just a moment of Jimin's return to the public, but it is also proof that the bond between them remained strong, unshakable by time or obstacles. Jungkook, who from the beginning seemed to be the most emotional person, could not hide his joy. Throughout the live broadcast, he continued to pay attention to Jimin. Make sure your best friend is okay. Even after the camera went off, the fans who were on set revealed that Jungkook was the first to hug Jimin tightly, as if not wanting to let go anymore. However, despite the already calmer atmosphere, there is still one question that has not been fully answered. What really happened to Jimin? Although in that live broadcast Jimin has spoken about his state, he still did not reveal in detail the reasons behind his departure from the public. Many speculate that Jimin experienced mental and emotional exhaustion after years of living under pressure as a global idol. However, there are also those who believe that he is facing something more personal, something he didn't want to share with the world. Jungkook, who had always been Jimin's biggest supporter, finally decided to talk further about this in an exclusive interview with a major Korean media. When asked about his feelings and reaction to Jimin's return, Jungkook did not hesitate to express his emotions. Jimin Hyung is someone who means a lot to me. Seeing him disappear for so long without being able to do anything made me feel helpless. I want to be by his side, want to help him, but in the end I realized that there were some things he had to deal with on his own. Jungkook then added that although it was difficult, he learns to accept that not everyone can be strong all the time. Jimin Hyung always looks cheerful in front of the camera, but we are all human. There are times when we feel tired, feel disoriented. I can only hope that the ARMY can understand and keep supporting it, whatever happens. The interview immediately went viral, with many fans touched by Jungkook's honesty. They were relieved that there was finally a little clarity about Jimin's condition, although many things still remain a mystery. After the interview, Jimin slowly began to return to his usual life. He began to appear more often on social media, sharing small moments from his day-to-day, such as photos of the twilight sky, a short video while he plays the piano, or just a short message to the ARMY. However, the biggest turning point came when BTS announced that they would be returning to the stage for the first time in a long time. The concert will be a celebration for all of them, including Jimin, who is finally ready to sing again in front of his fans. The concert day arrived. The stadium is filled with a sea of purple glitter. It was filled with soldiers who had waited patiently for this moment.